All right, let's jump right in. Today we are talking about two of the biggest names out there in skin rejuvenation, Profhilo and Morpheus8. If you're looking for that natural, totally refreshed look, but feel kind of lost in all the options, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break it all down. Does this hit home for you? I mean, it's a feeling so many people share. You look in the mirror, and yeah, you still feel like you, but maybe just a slightly more tired version of you. It's not about wanting a drastic change, right? It's just about getting that little sparkle back. And that's the whole point, isn't it? Looking like you, just better. It's not about erasing who you are. It's about boosting your skin's own health so it reflects that vibrant energy you've still got on the inside. And the great news is, there are some fantastic, non-surgical ways to do exactly that. So let's meet our two main players, Profhilo and Morpheus8. Honestly, think of it less like a competition and more like bringing in two different specialists for the job. As you can see, one is really all about that glow, while the other is laser-focused on creating lift. So here's the quick and dirty summary. Over on the left, we've got Profhilo. People call it an injectable moisturizer, and that's a perfect description. It's all about soaking your skin in hydration from the inside out to get this incredible radiance. Then on the right, you have Morpheus8, which is, well, it's a powerhouse. It uses a combination of microneedles and heat to literally remodel your skin, going after things like sagging and texture. So you can see two totally different game plans. Okay, so how do they actually pull this off? What is really happening under your skin that creates that glow or that lift? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Profhilo is basically this incredibly pure, super concentrated hyaluronic acid gel. But here's the cool part. Unlike a filler, it doesn't just sit in one spot to create volume. Nope, it spreads out under the skin kind of like honey, giving you this deep, lasting hydration, and, this is key, it signals your own cells to start producing more collagen and elastin again. The result? Your skin gets that fresh, springy, dewy quality back. Now, Morpheus8, that is a completely different beast. It's this incredible dynamic duo. First, you've got microneedles creating these tiny, invisible channels in the skin. That alone triggers a healing response. But at the exact same time, the tips of those needles deliver radiofrequency heat deep down, which makes your existing collagen shrink up and tighten. And it stimulates a whole new wave of organized collagen growth. It's basically a structural repair job from the inside out.
So, if you remember one thing about Profhilo, it's that it's a biochemical process. There's no heat involved, no intentional injury to the skin. It's more like a gentle whisper to your cells saying, hey, remember how we used to make all that good stuff? Let's get back to it. It's a recharge, not a workout.
Morpheus8, on the other hand, is absolutely a workout for your skin. It's a very controlled process that uses micro-injury and heat to basically force the skin to rebuild itself, but stronger and tighter than before. And that's exactly why it's so amazing for tackling things like laxity and deeper texture issues. Okay, this chart is so helpful because it translates all that science into real-world choices. Let's just look at the top goal here. If what you're really after is glow and hydration, boom, the recommendation is clearly Profhilo. But then if you go down a bit to jawline tightening, you see the arrow points straight to Morpheus8. It's a perfect way to see how your #1 goal should really guide your first step. All right, to make this even easier and more personal for you, let's run through a quick little litmus test. We're going to look at two different profiles to help you see where you might fit in. So, who's the ideal person to start with Profhilo? Let's see if you're nodding along to this. Is your absolute top priority getting amazing radiance with basically zero downtime? Are the lines you're concerned about more on the fine, shallow side? Do you just hate that dry, papery feeling your skin sometimes gets? If you want that kind of quiet refresh where people just say you look amazing but can't figure out why, then Profhilo is probably your perfect match. Now on the flip side, does this profile sound a little more familiar? You might want to start with Morpheus8 if your concerns are more structural. Maybe you're starting to notice that little bit of softness along the jawline. Or maybe you really want to improve your overall skin texture, things like pore size or even old acne scars. If your lines are a little more set in and you're okay with a couple days of social downtime for a really significant result, then Morpheus8 is likely your starting block. But, and this is where it gets really exciting, it doesn't always have to be an either-or choice. In fact, the most powerful strategy can actually involve using both. So let's talk about how you build a smart, long-term game plan. A lot of experts follow this strategy. Skin quality first, tighten second. And it just makes sense when you think about it. You want to be tightening skin that's already healthy, hydrated, and resilient, right? Getting your skin into peak condition with Profhilo first can actually make the tightening and remodeling results you get from Morpheus8 even better. It's all about creating the perfect canvas before you start the renovation.
So, a really common and effective game plan looks just like this. You'd kick things off with 2 sessions of Profhilo, spaced about a month apart. That gets your skin all plump, hydrated, and strong. Then, you'd move on to your series of Morpheus8 sessions to really work on the tightening and texture, but you're doing it on skin that is in the absolute best state to respond and heal beautifully.
And finally, let's talk about timelines, because managing expectations is so important. For Profhilo, you might see little bumps where the injections were, but they settle within a day. For Morpheus8, you can expect some redness for maybe a day or two. By week 1, you're already starting to see that Profhilo glow come through. Then, around the 1 to 2 month mark, the Profhilo results really peak, and you'll see the Morpheus8 lift starting to build. And as you can see, that final firming for Morpheus8 can just keep getting better for 3 months, or sometimes even longer, as all that new collagen matures. So, as we wrap this up, it really all comes down to your unique skin and your personal goals. The big question to ask yourself is, what does your skin's next chapter look like? Is it all about restoring that beautiful, healthy glow? Or is it about creating that subtle, confident lift? Or maybe, just maybe, it's about a powerful strategy that combines both for the ultimate refresh. I really hope this helped make that choice just a little bit clearer. Thanks for tuning in.